Hello and good morning. Welcome to another week of the Fife Property Market Update. So this is for the week commencing the 12th to the 18th. Those that regularly watch the shows, feel free to comment, ask any questions. You'll probably know the script and obviously what we're going to look at today. But for those that aren't aware of the Fife Property Market Update, this is where we take a look at the previous week's statistics on Rightmove, so properties that are newly instructed and properties that have sold. We'll then have a wee nosy at what we are doing in particular as an agency, so what we have sold, what we have coming soon, and what has completed. We'll then have a run through of the shows that have been done, so you can kind of decide what you want to go back and watch and take some key bits of information from. But as I say, feel free to comment, ask any questions, or likewise pick up the phone. We're more than happy to help. But we're going to start with the statistics. Now, this is for all across Fife, so all of the micro regions within Fife. This is all agents that advertise on Rightmove. So right across Fife, all the properties that are newly instructed and also sold subject to concluded missives. So we'll pull up the statistics. Now, just to make you aware, this is the core market. So this is just resale properties. No new builds are included in this because it's not a like-for-like comparison. We will discuss the new builds just after. But for last week's statistics, so 12th to the 18th, and you can see, as I say, all the micro regions. If you are unaware what I mean when I say micro region, that is all the areas in Fife. So your Cooper, your East Snook, your St Andrews, all the different postcodes within Fife. So straight away you can see there instructed properties, so new listings that were added to Rightmove was 95 versus 103 properties that are now showing as sold subject to concluded missives. So that is where an offer has been accepted and the process has now started for conveyancing. But new instructed is your new listings, and obviously what we're looking out for, something we have been continuing to say probably since about mid-October, November last year. If you're a regular watcher, you'll know this. And apologies if I sound like a broken record. But this is an ideal time to sell your property because less people are coming to market, but there is still active buyers out there. And week on, week out, we continue to see that with the figures, that there is more properties getting offers accepted than what is coming to market. So it is an ideal time if you are sitting in a property and you've had an evaluation, but you're waiting, or you're thinking of selling. Now is the time to go. Do not wait until spring, summer when everybody's waiting to go. There's going to be a complete kind of bottleneck because everyone's going to go to market. You're going to have so much more competition. And when there's more competition and more properties available, that's when you tend to get less for your property because they miss out on yours. There's plenty of other choice for them. But when there's less properties on the market and demand is higher, that's when people really come with their best foot forward, and it's their no regrets offer because they need your property, they need to secure it because there's less choice out there. So now is an ideal time to sell your property. But let's have a wee run through of the stats and then we'll discuss that a wee bit more in a second. But as you can see straight away there, in Cooper, there was 8 properties instructed and 8 properties sold. So it was a balanced week last week, which was great to see. Moving to the East Snook, there was 5 properties instructed with 3 properties sold, which is good for the East Snook because there is a wee bit of stock and there's a good couple of months stock sitting in the East Snook just now. And if you watched the show that Jim and I did last week, you'll have seen we did discuss that in a wee bit of detail. St Andrews, 2 instructed and 2 sold. Lower numbers, but it's good to see that there was actually, even if it is just one more, there was 3 properties sold in St Andrews because again, that is sitting with roughly 5 to 6 months worth of stock. What sells on average versus what is on the market just now in your KY16 postcode, that is about 5 to 6 months worth of stock. So it's good to see that there is slowly properties selling in St Andrews. Leavenmouth, that's just a completely different league on its own. 8 properties instructed with 11 properties sold. It continues week on, week out. There being a really hot sellers market in your KY postcode. Again, apologies if you watch these shows regularly because you know what I'm going to say, but it's the commuting links that have opened up since obviously the Leaven train station and Cameron Bridge that has had such a positive impact in the Leavenmouth area, and we're continuing to see that the investment that's gone into the area has really helped property sales, and we can see that. So if you are sitting with a property in the KY area and you're swithing about selling, or you're considering, or you had a valuation maybe last year and you thought you'd wait till this year, do it. That is that the long and short of it is just get on the market and get your property sold, because there is buyers out there and you are going to get a brilliant price and obviously moved on in your journey. Dunfermline is always going to be higher numbers. Obviously, the commuting links within the Dunfermline area. It's always about your high 30s, early 40s for Dunfermline, purely because you get more property for your money this side of the bridge, but you can still commute to obviously your Edinburgh, your Glasgow. So it is always people's next option just to get value for money versus obviously your prices in the bigger cities. Glenrothes 10 and 10, which is great to see, balanced. And then Kirkcaldy 23 versus 27, which is there or thereabouts for Kirkcaldy. It's always kind of similar numbers. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, that was the core market, so that was resale homes only, not new builds. In terms of new builds for last week, quite surprising actually, because normally new builds there is a wee bit more going on, but actually across all the micro regions within Fife, there was only one new build sold, and that was in the Glenrothes area. Normally we do see a couple in kind of your Kirkcaldy and then maybe even your Dunfermline, but literally just the one in Glenrothes, which is low for the new builds, whether that be the Cadham site or whether that be the Markinch site. But one sold. So that is what was happening on the Fife property market for the week commencing the 12th to the 18th. As I said, kind of at the beginning before we started kind of diving in deep into those, this is the time to go to market, because this is where you're going to have less competition. So if you are curious about a valuation, if you've had one previous and you're wondering, is it still actually accurate? Has it increased? Has it stayed the same? Or you're not too sure what the next steps look like and what you need to do in order to get your property on the market and get it sold, that's where you need to pick up the phone. You need to send us a wee comment or a wee message and get in touch with us, because we can then get an agent out to you. That is then your dedicated time. You have somebody sitting in front of you. They can discuss what the market looks like. They can discuss your accurate valuation, and then they can help you with the next steps. Again, the show that Jim and I did last week, we discussed this in detail, whether you're not too sure what the next steps look like and what that process is. You need to get yourself in the best position and get yourself informed. And if you're not informed, that's okay. This isn't something that you do all the time, but it is your biggest asset. So you need to know what you're doing, and you can only do that by getting an expert in front of you and ask questions. That is something we always say. Don't be afraid to interview your estate agent. Be prepared, have a list of questions, and get the answers that you need to get moved on. But that is what was happening right across Fife and all the agencies. But bringing it in a wee bit, we're going to discuss what we as Fife Properties were doing last week. So this is all the activity that was taking place. That be properties that we accepted offers on, that be properties we have coming soon, which I know is everybody's favourite part, to be honest, because you want to know what we've got coming to market, and also what has completed. So kind of the conveyancing has been done, misses have been signed, keys handed over, new buyers in enjoying their property. So we're going to start with the sold. So this is what we've accepted offers on, subject to concluded missives. So there is a range of different areas and a range of different properties, which again is great to see. But the first one that we have, let me get it up for you. Let's have a wee look. Having a wee moment here. Hopefully you can see that. There we go. It's not working for you, is it? Let's have a wee look. Bear with me 2 seconds. Monday morning technical issues. Let's have a look. Let's try one last thing. There we go. I'm not normally a whiz at computer, but we got that in the end. Okay. Is it going to work for the rest of them? Yes, perfect. Okay, so the first one that we accepted an offer on last week was in St. Monans. So this is the relatively new still development site, just as you're coming into St. Monans, and this is now sold subject to concluded missives. This one was absolutely immaculate inside. If you maybe saw the video or you'd seen it online, it was beautifully presented. It had so much to offer because it was a prime position within the estate. But to be honest, the whole estate is really well thought out. But this one in particular, you weren't overlooked at the front or the rear. So it was in a prime position and you were getting an extensive driveway and then a separate garage. But stepping inside, it was absolutely immaculate. The attention to detail in these properties is just incredible. So this one was a 3-bed detached bungalow, and this was on the market for offers over 350,000. Now, obviously, as we continue to see, when a property's just had an offer accepted and it's going through the conveyancing process, we can't disclose what was achieved for the property, but the sellers are happy with the offer they accepted. It is over the home report value, which is great to see. So that one was on for offers over 350, as I say, and the new owners are delighted because they were looking for that one level element, which we all know is like hen's teeth and really hard to find. So not only have they managed to get one level live-in, but they've got an absolutely beautiful property for that as well. Plus it's St Monans, so you're getting obviously just a stone's throw when you're down to the harbour, the Fife coastal path, and the beautiful walk. So that is a perfect property. Now, if you are seeing this and that sounds like it ticks your boxes, we do actually have another one on the market just around the corner. So within that same development, we do actually have another bungalow. So if that is something you're looking for, reach out to the team, whether you give us a wee private message, whether you pick up the phone, but feel free to reach out and we can give you the details for the other one that is available on the Fifes. So that is the first property that we sold. The next one is one that we are delighted to see over the line. This one with the obviously the higher price point and the size of the property, because it was an extensive plot. This one was on the market for a wee while, but it was good to see an offer accepted. The new owners are upsizing, and it certainly is an upsize because, as I say, not only is it a great size property because it's actually got an annex within it, but the land that you're getting with this, looking at that just there, you wouldn't see. But as soon as you step through that black gate at the side, it opens up into such a substantial plot. You could develop on, you could further develop, but there is so much that you're getting with this property. So they are taking on a project. There is potential to add value with this one, which is great, but they are upsizing, and this one was on for offers over 450,000. But it's a big property. It's a 5-bed detached. As I say, it does have a separate annex, but it's going to make an incredible home. But what's great with this one as well is not only are they getting so much property and so much kind of land, but it's still within a great location within Cooper, because you come to the end of your drive, you're right on South Road, and then you can walk straight down to the retail park, to the Tesco's, to the train station. So you've still got everything on your doorstep, but you're tucked right off the main road and getting all of that land. So it's an absolutely fantastic home. But as I say, we are delighted to see that one over the line and an offer accepted. Now, moving to a different area, another bungalow actually for last week, which was great to see, was in Meadow Park, Kenaway. So this was a 2-bedroom detached bungalow. Obviously you can see there, garage, driveway, great location as well. But still, likewise, you are close to all your amenities. And of course, we now have the Canberra Bridge train station as well. But again, the new purchasers of this property were looking for that one level live-in, which is great to see this one over the line and an offer accepted. So this one was on the market for offers over 225,000. And as I say, an offer accepted. We can't disclose what that is yet. But that is another bungalow sold last week. So 2 in 1 week, that is almost unheard of. But we do say bungalows are like hen's teeth. So that is what we had offers accepted on last week. So now we're going to look at the coming soons. As I say, this is kind of the main element of what people are looking for when they're watching this show, because this is properties that we have recently been out to value. So myself and the other agents have been out to value and are coming to market, and the pre-portals will be getting done. Now, something that Fife Properties does differently, and again, apologies if you are a regular to obviously our marketing and know what I'm going to kind of talk you through, but it's what the pre-portals are. Now, these are a full video walkthrough, so it's a preview of the property before it goes to the wider market, like your Rightmove, your Zoopla, and your S1 Homes. This is where it goes on the social media channels, and you get to see a full in-depth walkthrough of that property. We then discuss the area with you, just in case you maybe aren't aware. And then at the very end, we give you the home report value. So what it's going to be coming to market as. So in order to see these pre-portals, the first thing you need to be doing is following the social media channels. Now, our Facebook pages are split into micro regions. What I mean by that is we have the Cooper page, the East Neuk, the St Andrew, the Levermouth, the Glenrothes, the Kirkcaldy. We have one for each area. Whether you want to follow all areas because you're looking right across Fife, or if you have a specific area that you're looking in, then go and follow the relevant page for that area. Then you're not going to miss a thing. Make sure you're following and look out for the pre-portals. You'll always know it's a pre-portal because it starts right at the beginning pre-portal, and you'll see the agent's face right there. You cannot miss it. But that is your prime opportunity. First of all, follow the page, look for the pre-portals. Now, within that pre-portal, we do obviously advise what it means to qualify at pre-portal stage, and there's two criteria. First one, you need to be in a position to proceed, and what we mean by that is you are a cash buyer ready to go with money in the bank, ready to make that offer. But that offer needs to be an attractive offer. It needs to be competitive, that the seller actually says, I'm just going to take that. We are not going to go to market. That is an offer that I want to accept. It's then no regrets. They almost bite your hand off for it. So that needs to be a competitive offer over the home report value. So that is the two criteria to get in there. Obviously, if you do see a pre-portal that does tick your boxes and it's exactly what you're looking for, you either need to comment, message privately, or pick up the phone, reach out to us so that you can secure that property, because you need to act fast when you see a pre-portal. If obviously you're watching it and you are not in that position, that's okay. Let us obviously talk you through the process and let us discuss what you need to do to get yourself in the best position. If you have a property to sell, what steps have you taken to get yourself market ready? Have you had it valued? Have you instructed an agent? If not, that's okay. That's what we're here for. We'll come out and see you. If you have, again, what steps you've taken to get it live on the market? Or do you actually want a second opinion? What can we do for you to get you as much money in your pocket and make the next steps a whole lot easier? But that is a pre-portal. It's a preview of a property before it goes live. So this is what we have coming soon. So the first one is in Strathmiglo. So if you're looking for that village lifestyle, then this is going to be ideal. And it is Hill Street in Strathmiglo. So just off of Cash Views, you have Hill Street. Now this one is a 3-bed semi-detached cottage. So if you're looking for that cottage within the village lifestyle, this one is perfect. This is Craig's pre-portal. So keep a look out on the Cooper page. That is where the property will go on the Cooper page. And it'll be Craig that'll be doing the video. I've had a wee nosy at this one. It is absolutely beautiful from the outside. It is stunning. It's all recently renovated, so it is all modern interiors, absolutely immaculate inside, and it's actually been extended as well, so you don't realise how much you're getting with this property. But what's great about this one is it's got a really extensive garden, so there is actually further potential to further extend the property, and you would still have a substantial garden size. So there is potential to add value there. But it is absolutely immaculate, Craig has promised me. So keep a lookout for that one, and that'll be on the Cooper page, and we'll be starting the marketing for that one. Moving to a different area, this is Larchfield in Methil. So if you're looking for a first-time home, if you're a landlord looking to build your portfolio or even start your portfolio because this was a previously tenanted property, or if you're just looking to upsize, likewise downsize, it's a property that's going to tick all the boxes because it's within a great affordability range. It's also within an area that's obviously had the new investment with the commuting links, but it's also a brilliant footprint of property because it's a 3-bed semi-detached villa. So you are getting gardens to the front side, Andrea, with the way that this one's positioned on Larchfield, because actually you tucked away. So it's prime position, and you're getting a garage as well. Stepping inside, 3 really spacious bedrooms. Downstairs, you've got a living room, a kitchen, and then there's like this additional room. It could be utility, or if you needed like a home office study. But it's a great footprint of property, and even better kind of positioning because of all the outdoor space you get in, and you tucked away. But that is Larchfield in Methil, and I will be doing the pre-portal for that one in the coming weeks. We're just getting it market ready. So keep a lookout for that one. So make sure you're following the pages and get yourselves in the best position if you aren't already. Likewise, ask any questions about them. Pick up the phone and get yourself registered now. If you're not already registered on our database, pick up the phone. Let's get you registered so you can obviously start getting marketing. Finally, let's have a wee chat about what is completed. So this is properties that we had sold. They've now gone through the conveyancing process and they are in. The new owners are enjoying their new homes. So the first one is Wellesley Road in Bookhaven. So this was the 4-bed upper apartment. Regulars will maybe know that we actually sold the whole building. It was previously a bank, and you can see that it had been converted and split into 3. So you had a whole upper level, then you had 2 lower ground floor apartments, and we actually sold all of them. So we have now completed on the upper level. So that was a 4-bedroom upper apartment, stunning inside. The views that you were getting from this property, because actually coming off the living room, you had a large kind of balcony terrace, and then standing out there, you could see right over the Firth of Forth across to Berwick. Incredible views, and you just weren't overlooked at the back either. So 4-bed upper apartment. And then what was great as well is you had off-street parking and a lot of space at the rear. So it was a brilliant property. Now this one went on for offers over 130,000. And we managed to negotiate an offer that was 20% over home report value. So we secured an offer of 156,200. So it was an absolutely incredible offer. And it was actually sold to a family moving into the area, which was great to see. Obviously, somebody new come into the area, perfect for a family because, as I say, 4 bedrooms, brilliant sized property. And it was great because obviously it's tucked away at the rear, you're getting all that space. But the sellers are absolutely delighted to have a 20% over home report offer, especially considering we sold the 2 ground floor apartments for them as well. So all in all, they are walking away very happy, and they've actually gone on to purchase another property that was selling. So it was great because we were able to manage the whole chain and make it all go smoothly. And as well, obviously they were landlords, so the bottom 2 were tenanted, and they were offloading that portfolio. So again, we were able to help them with their portfolio. So if you have multiple properties to sell, if you're a landlord looking to offload, or even just get rid of a couple of your properties, pick up the phone. Let's get an agent out to you and discuss and help you get obviously 20% over home report in your back pocket for obviously your next venture. And then the last property that we completed on was in Glenrothes. So this was Gleneagles Avenue. This was a 4-bedroom semi-detached villa. It was 4-bed, 2 reception. It actually had 2 garages, a large driveway, moving condition, ready to go, deck into the rear, in a really generous sized garden. It was an ideal family home, so it was absolutely perfect. This one was on the market for offers over 250,000, and we were able to negotiate an offer at 265,000. So 15,000 over home report, which works out at 6% over, which is great to see. 1, for the area, 2, obviously for these sellers walking away with an extra 15,000 in their pocket. And the new family is upsizing, so they are delighted with their new family home. People missed out on this property, and we were inundated with queries for this one, and people missed out on it. So if you are sitting in that surrounding area and you are considering selling, or not even considering, you want to sell, we have people on our database that missed out on this. So if you want to obviously get yourself in that best position to also walk away with potentially an extra 15,000 in your pocket, pick up the phone. Let us get an agent out to you and to discuss your next steps. So that is what we had happening within the Fife Properties agency last week. Finally, before we head on and get on with our week, we're going to take a look at the shows that were done. So of course it's a Monday. On a Monday, not only do you get your weekly update, but you also get the Wealth Creation show. That will be live at 12:30. As always, it'll be Richard Cook, the Lettings Director, and Jim Parker. So this week they are looking at how to achieve peak performance and successful results. Peak performance is when you consistently achieve your performance goals while experiencing an effortless flow and motivation. It's kind of the pinnacle of your abilities. Achieving peak performance isn't a superpower exclusive to kind of a lucky few or a hand few. It's a mix of smart strategies, mindset shifts, and practical approaches that anyone can master. Do you want to kind of dive deeper into the 7 specific strategies that can set you up to achieve peak performance and the traits as well of that peak performer? And like we always say, you don't need to go trolling the internet, you don't need to go finding your books and try and find the answers. 12:30 today, you can either watch it live or you can do the rerun at a later date that suits, but you've got Jim Parker and Richard Cook on hand to discuss. And same as well with that one, feel free to comment. I'll ask any questions that you have, or if you want to be a wee bit more private, drop them a private message and they will get back to you. But that is the Wealth Creation Show at 12:30. Another show that was done last week was done with Jim and myself. And last week we bit of a crazy one. We discussed how much it would actually cost to purchase all of the homes within Fife. That was kind of spurred on by a client's daughter walking into our leaving office, into the lettings office, and asking that question. Just curious, how much would it cost? So, of course, Jim and his analytics and his brain went digging, and he actually found out how much it would cost to buy all the homes, and we dug deeper and then broke it down. As I say, he likes his analytics and his figures. So if you are curious to know obviously what that looks like, then go back and watch that show. We did that last week, and likewise you can ask any questions on that one. And then the final show that was done was, is buy-to-let broken? So this is one if you are a landlord or if you are considering obviously starting a portfolio and becoming a landlord. They're discussing facts, figures and future trends for private landlords, because there's no denying that buy-to-let isn't the same as kind of 10 to 15 years ago. Changes in lending criteria have put landlords kind of moving their own money, and changes in the tax policy have affected initial yields, and also changing in the lettings legislation as well, and what that looks like for landlords has also changed the rental property and the market. So again, if you're a landlord and you have questions, concerns, queries, or you're looking to obviously start, that's the ideal one to go back and watch. You've got Richard Cook, the lettings director, and Jim Parker, who's one of the UK's most successful property investors. So the two most ideal people to discuss it with. They'll really drill down into it. So certainly go back and watch that one. Likewise, ask any questions or queries that you may have. But that's the shows. Of course, we'll have new shows coming out this week as well, so keep a wee lookout for those. But that has been the update for another week. If you are watching this on a rerun and you have any questions, just ask. We will pick them up, or just pick up the phone. You can get us on 01334 654 221. We'll be more than happy to speak with you. But have an amazing week, and I will see you all next Monday.